You know, when we are preparing other people to be good at things, we have issues that we need to work through. For example, what am I going to do when I turn things over to others? Who am I going to be when I'm no longer department chief or head teacher or plant manager or whatever it is I currently am? You know, the identity question. Will the organization value me, you know, after I prepare someone else to do the job well? Will I have value? Hi, this is John Stallward, and I'm on a mission to equip and encourage men and women around the world to make the biggest positive impact they can possibly make through their leadership. I'm in a very public place in the center of the city of Singapore this evening, surrounded by quite a lot of children. And I thought, you know, that might just be quite appropriate. We could get interrupted in these couple of minutes of my reflection, because I want to talk just a little bit about the future and about preparing those who are coming behind us to be able in their time and in their season to also lead excellently. Yesterday, our managing director for Center for Servant Leadership Asia, Mr. Kevin Lee, and I spent the afternoon with an extraordinary organization here in the nation of Singapore. What we were working on is a piece of work that we call Upend the Pyramid, namely, what are those skills we need to build that allow us to equip very specifically and empower and provide authorization to those staff members that we are developing. We've got two assignments, those of us who are in organizational leadership posts. Assignment number one is to make sure the work gets done. We're driving projects and timelines and watching performance and helping people get better at their work. And we're making sure that we deliver what is promised. And this piece of our work, the getting the work done piece, is all consuming. But we have another assignment. And that second assignment is growing people, developing our people, equipping the people on our team to be able to take increasing levels of responsibility and authority, preparing them for the day that within that group, some will step up to take higher levels of responsibility. And we provide some tools for that. I've been looking at delegation malpractice, which I think is one of the greatest areas of management malpractice I've seen anywhere on earth. And I've been looking at delegation excellent practice, and we built tools to help make sure that when we take a piece of work that's on our plate and we lift it up and place it onto somebody else's plate, it's good. You know, there's an old saying that if you want a job done right, you got to do it yourself. And the reason that's an old saying is that every single one of us has given tasks that were important to have done right to somebody else. Now, we explained it to them. We told them what was required and when it needed to be done and at what standard of excellence. And they said they understood, but they didn't. And that's a delegation issue. So we were working at this yesterday, and we were reflecting in the room on what it is about this business of delegation, this business of equipping others to become more, that we find difficult. And in simple terms, I find there's two issues, two challenges that we face in leadership. One of those challenges is what you might call a character challenge, or maybe that's too strong a word, a personal challenge. I think that might be more appropriate. You know, when we are preparing other people to be good at things, we have issues that we need to work through. For example, what am I going to do when I turn things over to others? Who am I going to be when I'm no longer department chief or head teacher or plant manager or whatever it is I currently am? You know, the identity question. I think of myself as that role. And so how am I going to think of myself when somebody else has that role? Will the organization value me, you know, after I prepare someone else to do the job well? Will I have value beyond the performance of, you know, the assignment that I currently demonstrate my value by performing. So these are personal issues. They could be character issues, wanting to stay in control or having ego problems, pride problems. Yes, they could be character issues, but I think they're more everyday personal issues, and resisting these kinds of investments in others because of the challenge of human growth that is just part of our life. The second area that we face is a competency challenge. It's very simply, how do we do it? How do we pull it off so that you saw the demonstration of what I'm talking about. In fact, there's another demonstration about to come by. So that we are good at taking responsibilities currently on our plate and putting them onto the plates of others. And because it's important that we learn how to do this well. I'm about as interested in the children that are around me, perhaps, as you are. So let me widen the lens here for a quick second. You know, I want to share some things with you, but maybe the background is just as interesting as the words I have for you. And so this is the normal challenge, and I just want to give you a word of encouragement about this. Nobody really helps us with this. It's a learning curve for us. It has inside dimensions, you know, our own growth and development and maturity dimensions, and it has outside dimensions, just skills. How do I get really good at assessing who I've got, understanding what would light them up, providing the tools they need so they can be good tomorrow at what I am currently good at today. Our final test in leadership, friends, is that the people who follow us are even better than we were. That's our final test, or to put it another way, our final test is that after we have stepped down from our post, things are fantastic. And that's what we want, leaving behind a legacy. I just want to encourage you, look around today, think about the people on your team, think about who you can invest in. Get yourself some help in learning to do that well, and go about the business of fulfilling the final assignment you've got, which is to leave the world better. And what that means is to equip those within your sphere to be fantastic. The organization you currently lead, or the team you currently lead, to be wonderful after you have completed your service. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will keep sharing these reflections with you over time, and I'm so grateful for the privilege of relating to you and being part of your journey to become a more effective leader who blesses the world where God has placed you.